How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I'm going to talk about how I use self-improvement to lose 25 pounds. Now, before we get into the video, please consider liking, subscribing, and commenting, as it really will help this channel. So, to give you background, I used to weigh 205 pounds in the summer of 2023. And it wasn't until October of 2023 where I started changing my lifestyle to lose the weight. So I went from 205 pounds to what I am right now, 180 pounds. And that's 25 pounds lost. So in this video, I'm going to talk about how I lost that weight with self-improvement. So what is self-improvement? Self-improvement is replacing bad habits with good habits. And that is exactly what I did with the weight loss. I replaced the bad habits, which got me to that weight, like unhealthy eating a lot of unhealthy food. I replaced those habits with good habits, changing my diet to a keto diet, implementing fasting and intermittent fasting, being more active. The reason why I was 205 pounds was obviously I was in a state where I wasn't happy, and I didn't stop myself from continuing these bad habits, such as stress eating and eating unhealthy foods and constantly eating. So it's because I was doing those bad habits that I got myself into that state. And again, it's very straightforward with self-improvement. Just by simply replacing those bad habits with the good habits, I was able to achieve my goal of weight loss. So that brings me to my point, which I always really focus on how diet is essentially the core or something important when it comes to self-improvement. Because when I changed my diet from unhealthy to keto and fasting, not only did I lose the weight, but I did end up building a lot of good habits. I spent a lot less time on my phone. I fixed my sleep schedule. I genuinely felt happier. I had a sharper brain. So when you're doing self-improvement and you're trying to start and you keep falling back and relapsing, or you feel stuck, you're in a blockade or whatever, simply changing your diet and fasting, putting yourself in an uncomfortable state will really help propel your self-improvement journey. The whole idea of fasting, to me, it's essentially robbing your body of this everyday thing that you're supposed to do, eating food, because it's a necessity, it's a requirement. Your body needs food in order to survive. So when you're robbing your body of something that it needs, it puts you in this very uncomfortable state. And when you're in an uncomfortable state, you are able to build willpower and discipline to do things that you normally can't when you're in a state of comfortness. So think of it like this: you can't self-improve when you're comfortable. You can't self-improve when you can eat whatever you want, when you're waking up whenever you want, when you're not working out, you don't feel like going to the gym. You're not self-improving, obviously. It is only until you put yourself in this uncomfortable state. Now, I guess it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be fasting to put yourself in an uncomfortable state. You can also take cold showers, go to the gym and put yourself through an intense workout. But for me, that's what worked really well, changing my diet and fasting. When I put myself through that, it was very challenging. There was a moment where I fasted for 3 days. And in those 3 days, it was very hard. But in the second and third day, I felt amazing. And it really changed the way I saw self-improvement and diet. And it wasn't in that state where that wasn't the only time where I fasted for multiple days. But there were times where I fasted for intermittent fasting, or I fasted for a day. But just fasting in general really helped me change the way I saw self-improvement and building those habits. And that's my point. That's how I lost the weight. That's how I lost 25 pounds. I built the willpower and discipline to stay consistent in taking away my bad habits and implementing them with good habits. And that's how you achieve any goal. That's a good goal. You stay consistent, and you build the willpower and discipline to stay consistent and build the habits that will get you to that goal, whether it be with health, financial, whatever, with money, spirituality, whatever. That's why my point is, you can look at it this way. It could either be diet. You can change your diet. Well, I still believe you should change your diet, but you change your diet in the sense of you eat healthy and you fast, which puts you in an uncomfortable state, or just putting yourself in an uncomfortable state in general, such as fasting, working out, and taking cold showers. But yeah, again, like I just said, that's why I believe fasting is the best method. It's taking away something. You can technically still survive without food for a couple of days, or a couple whatever, for how long, but it's something you can do. You can take away food and still survive. You can't like take away your oxygen, because you'll die. So yeah, taking away food is a requirement, but if you don't have it, you'll still survive. But doing it in the sense of building discipline and motivation is very beneficial. And that's my point. And yeah, that's all for this video. Again, if you got to this far, please, thank you. And please consider subscribing and liking this video, and comment down below. Let's have a discussion. And yeah, thank you for watching.